Good time zone, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Iodine. I'm your host, BennyKill709, and I'm here to do some writing. So let's do some. Welcome in, guys. Hey there, Shizumi. Great to see you. Great to see that you seem to have done a lot of Severance since we last chatted about it. That's awesome. That's awesome. Almost finished with the whole series, both seasons. That's real cool. Hey there, Nathan. What's going on? That's awesome. What'd you think of the cliffhanger at the end of season 1? It's amazing, right? I wasn't lying to you, bud. I really, really like it. It's so good. It's so flippin' good, dude. Good is a relative term. Good as in well written. Yes, but I watched Severance when it first aired, way back in like 2023, maybe even 2022. I can't remember. And that cliffhanger, man, I had to wait like 2, maybe almost 3 years for that cliffhanger to be resolved. It was torture, dude. It was torture. like I've been telling people, I think that is the most egregious cliffhanger I've ever seen in anything ever. Like, I remember people talking about who shot JR in like Dallas or something? What was it? Who shot JR in Dallas? Yeah. I've heard about people talking about that cliffhanger at the end of the series of Dallas. And yeah, I don't know. The one between seasons and Severance was just insane. The Handmaid's Tale is also up there. I only did one no, I think I got some ways into the second season, but I never finished it. Hey there, Boyo. What's going on, buddy? I cannot condone any violence, man. Should I do some stable diffusion today? I haven't done any this week. Nani? I will stabilize that diffusion. I really need to update some stuff, and I really want to look into Evo 3. I think Shizumi, I think you sent me that video compilation of like a bunch of different videos. I've seen more since then, and yeah, that it looks incredible. I want to start making some videos. But I don't know where to start. I guess I haven't even like tried, really. That sucks, Poyo. Bullies are terrible. Haunting of Hill House, yes. That's a, who's the director? Oh my god, I'm blanking on his name. Flanagan. That's a Mike Flanagan joint. And it's incredible. The other Haunting show that he did was really good, but I think Hill House is, like, better. But, if you want my opinion, his absolute best thing, and I might have told you about this one before, Midnight Mass. Be Not Afraid. Midnight Mass is probably... Let's see, check that out. From the creator of The Haunting of Hill House. Midnight Mass. This show is flippin' incredible. Oh my god. You were so bored. It's definitely a slow burn. But the last 2 episodes, man. Oh man. Like this show has probably the best payoff of any show that I've seen. It's very, very good. And it's only one season. Like, the entire story is told within the 7 episodes of the one season. And it's incredible. It's just, I love it so much. It's easily my favorite work of Mike Flanagan's. But yeah, it is definitely a slow burn. The premise, I don't want to do too much to spoil it. Basically, there's a guy who used to be a man of God, ends up driving drunk and killing a young woman on the road. He goes to prison for several years, and when he gets out, he moves back to his hometown, which is on this tiny little island that basically the whole community on the island is essentially dying after there have been some like oil spills and some other like natural disasters, and basically the whole town is just on its way to just dying out, pretty much. And there are some things that start happening on that island that, yeah. I will say it is a creature feature, but I will not tell you what the creature is. You'll have to find it yourself. It is a very specific creature, but and honestly, if you watch some trailers or read anything about it, it'll probably tell you what the creature is immediately. But I feel it's better if you go in blind, and yeah, and it has a really it has a lot of religious overtones in it, but it's not exactly pro-religion. It's very critical of religion once you really get into it. It might seem like it's a super, Christian story, but it gets very, very critical of Christianity and Catholicism as the story goes on. It could be a Wendigo. If you'd like, I can just go ahead and tell you. Oh, what was I making last time? Let's see. Alright, have a good one, Shizumi. Enjoy The Handmaid's Tale. And I'll talk to you some other time. Thanks for stopping by. It's always awesome to see you. I need to go put these images away. Dude, it's the 28th already? Damn. This month kinda flew by as days often do, as things do lately. If we're using Juggernaut, we shouldn't be using Euler A. Rose is being updated on the beef between me and the lad. Sweet. I hope she can give you some good advice. Okay, we want DPM plus SDE Eros. 40 steps. And painting. We'll keep it on the same checkpoint, same schedule and stuff. But it shouldn't do any phases. Oh, now comes my favorite superstar. Ugh. Hulk Hogan is not my favorite superstar. Probably one of my least favorites. CBA canceling his name. Yeah, have at it. Tell Rose about my stream. My mom's name is Rose. Just a little tidbit. A little neat little tidbit. Let's have a little refresher, shall we? A little refresher about what's going on.
Errant leaves, sticks, and dust scattered as the personal transport descended to land in the spacious courtyard of Dell's home. Vivian, having been with Dell for several months now, had become familiar with the location, but now she was seeing it in a new light. It was no longer just Dell's home. It was theirs. With Vivian's new outlook on the setting, she walked around the courtyard to the eastern edge where she took in the breathtaking view. She could not see the horizon proper as it was obscured by the private spire-top forest that stretched out for acres before falling off to meet the sky. Rising up from the mini-horizon, the bright violet sky was unbroken by clouds. The vibrant color gradually turned to a deep, dark lavender pocked with the brightest stars in the Milky Way galaxy above. Vivian rested her hands against the polished black walnut railing as she took in the quiet, serene image. I wish I could say I never get tired of the view, but if I'm being honest, I often miss seeing the clouds, Dell said as he wrapped his arms around her from behind. I'm sure you could get an app that does that, Vivian said. I could, and I have, but at a certain point, when you have a BSI, you inevitably wonder whether it would be any different living in a featureless box and just simulating your entire environment. There are millions of people below your feet that do just that. That's true. Dell grinned. You make a great point, but try not to forget that they're beneath your feet too. As he continued, he pulled himself close against her. This is your choice, nobody has a gun to your head. Vivian didn't feel particularly comforted by the expression, but she smiled nonetheless. She understood the man's intentions. While they quietly took a moment to bask in the picturesque scene, machines and companions bustled away, shuttling the rest of her belongings into her new home.
I'll do my best to remember that, boyo. Want to see eagle art? I always do. Thomas Nett, the second coming of us. Sweet. You're way into Arthurian legend, right? There's a game that I've been seeing ads for. That's like dark fantasy reimagining of Arthurian legends. And I think it looks neat. New game, Arthurian Legends. Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon. First-person open-world RPG. Let's watch a trailer. Benny King 709. That's me. Yeah, King Arthur, Arthur Pendragon, etc. Oops. Let's watch a trailer, shall we?
He was the fire that forged order from chaos. The will that carved a path through darkness.
I am Arthur Pendragon. I led humans to Avalon's shores. I built the great halls of Camelot.
He was the man beneath the crown. He was the voice that doubted. The heart that still beat beneath the weight of legend.
Save this realm. This is my vow.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that looks cool, man. What do you think? Did you finish your stream, Nathan? King Booker and Wayne Charmel? I don't know what you're talking about, dude. King Booker and Wayne Charmel. Interesting. Interesting. Society because he didn't want Benji to think of him as a coward. Still, Benji found his corpse though. Hey, have a good one, Nathan. Thanks for stopping in. It's always nice to see you, bud. I hope you have a good one. Ben, too, is scared of loud noises and bright lights because Thomas died in the aftermath of an explosion. The rubble and shrapnel being the thing that kills him. Streaming for a whole morning always, so... Sweet. I might see you tomorrow morning. Should I do some Factorio, or should I do some Oblivion? Have a good one, Natman. Talia is scared of buzzing sounds, as Nova died by SMG fire. And two have the same fear, only being scared of needles due to the thin shrapnel. I'm scared of needles. I I have a needle phobia. I was just thinking about this yesterday. I was listening to a podcast on pain scales, and they kind of diverged about phobias, needles, and one of them said he was afraid of needles. He was needle phobic when he was a little kid. And he said his needle phobia was probably out of like when he was a kid. The needles were much bigger. And I kind of feel the same way. Like when I was a kid, the needles were big needles. And I watched a movie, The Fly 2. Like, if you've ever heard of The Fly with Jeff Goldblum, David Cronenberg joint. There was a sequel. I think David Cronenberg did the sequel, but you know, and there was a scene where they're giving the kid an injection, and they put the needle in his arm, and he like jumps, and the needle breaks off in his arm. And the idea that a needle can break off in my arm scared the hell out of me. And I'm pretty sure that that doesn't really happen anymore. Like, they specifically designed that out of how needles are made. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, view full screen. Scene 2. Dun, 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 dun. Cool. Yeah, feeling bad. Sometimes I feel bad about. Yeah, I have. Well, I don't know if it was for a specific character, but at the end of Deicide, when I finished writing it, I shed some tears. That was and again, I'm not sure if it was because of like what I did to the to the characters, to the character in it. But yeah. T/Marcus. Score. Go into chat and type exclamation mark. Oop. Okay, got it. Exclamation mark. Ben dash Joe dash man. Hey, Benny has 3 books out as current as of the current. Deicide, Suicide, and Devour. Follow the twins Theo, or Lucy, and Kit in their journeys. Follow the twins Theo or Lucy and Kit on their journeys. Maybe drop Benny a follow while you're at it. Hey, that's cool, man. Thank you for doing that. I really appreciate it. Ugh, I just sneezed. Benjo Man. I haven't heard that one. Yeah, Deicide's main characters are twins. The 2 perspectives are the perspective of 2 twins. Sophie and Sarah. Okay, I see what you mean. You couldn't remember if they were twins or just regular sisters. No, they're twins. They're identical twins. Vitriol's a mod. Did you go and follow him? Showing the rest of her belongings into her new home. I'm going to go get some work. Feel free to settle in. I've already had my companions Boom, boom, boom. had my companions. I'm going to go get some work done. Feel free to settle in a bit. And my companions hook up your consoles. No, you wanted different gaming. A quantum connection. Give Vivian a not warm, not gentle, not soft, not passionate. Not fluffy. What kind of kiss is this? Impassioned. Impassioned? 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 Impassioned. Yes. Welcome back. Going to clean some cat vomit. Ooh, that's fun. I hope you enjoy. Okay. I think it's time for them to have pet names for each other. I don't feel like Dell is the kind of person that would call her babe or baby. I don't think Vivian... I don't think she would mind being called that, but, I don't know, something more personal, I think. Dun-dun-dun-dun. And Dell, like Vivian, Dell, to have pet names for each other. Don't imagine Dell would call Vivian babe or baby. But I want something I feel it's a bit tacky. Provide a list of possible pet names for each of them. Or nicknames for each of them. Okay. Oh, V. Ugh. Love, darling, angel. Angel's not bad. Angel. My heart, my dearest. V and D. Ugh. Ethnicities now? Are you asking me what the ethnicities of Vivian and Dell are? No, neither of them are of Spanish or Mexican descent. I do. Ding, 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 ding. Alright, let's go in here and let's find out and remember what their nationalities are. Hopeless, Vivian. Dun, 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 dun. Nevisian Liechtensteiner. Nevisia? Nevis. Which is, well, it's kind of a Central American island. So she could have some, a Spanish, in the Caribbean Sea. Let's see. Population, currency, time zone. Official languages. Oh, English. The majority is of approximately 12,000 Nevisians are primarily of African descent, with notable British, Portuguese, Lebanese, and minority communities. Hey there, Joku Killer. Welcome in. How are y'all today? And then, what's going on here? I am discussing with Poyo here the nationality of a couple of my characters in the story that I'm writing. Let's see, does this have that? Gambian Bahamian man. Bahamian? I was just trying to come up with some pet names for them, so that they could call each other. I think Dell is going to call Vivian V. Am I a popular author? Oh, man. You have no idea, man. Stephen King ain't got shit on me. Could you imagine? I would certainly like to be, but that has yet to happen. Vivian smiled. Vivian, I. Ah, you're a fan of Bears. Bear's good stuff. Bear's a cool guy. Come home, V. I don't know, man. Make mock-ups with each of the colors. See which one you personally prefer. And parted. Brushing his Vivian at the railing, sure. Dun, 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 dun. Would you mind giving me some feedback on a novel I'm trying to write? I asked for the same thing from Writing with the Bear, but he also said that different opinions are important. So I'm asking you too. Give me a few, like, passages or, like, specific pages that you'd like me to read. Unfortunately, I have a hard time doing anything more than, you know, a few hundred words. But I would love to read some passages or like your main idea or things like that. Sure. Tell me what it's about. Vivian in the courtyard. A decision had already been made. The decision to move in had already been made. but Vivian still like the move-in had already been made, but Vivian still felt like it was a decision. Vivian still felt like she had more to make. Still felt hesitant. Then too will remember that he was Atlas and his role, maybe as restoration, but nothing about it. Well, the things I've written till now haven't gotten to the main plot point. The story is going to be a sci-fi about a person going back in time each time he dies, and an antagonist who still manages to make the MC powerless, despite the theoretical immortality, through sheer logic and grounded realism. No magic solutions or things like fate. The thing I've written till now doesn't even get to the MC getting his power and starting the first conflict. I am nowhere close. I see. Do you have any sort of like a plot written out? Or are you flying by the seat of your pants? Are you a planner or a planter? Planner or are you a planner or a pantser? That's what it is. So like a planner, for example, if we were to use my own story as an example, and here I have a list of all of the chapters and the main points within the chapter. Okay, so if I pick the chapter that I'm on now, chapter 14, Vivian begins a relationship and moves in with Del, retires from escorting. Within chapter 14, these are the main points that I want to cover. Vivian moves into Del's lavish penthouse suite. She feels nervous about how close she feels to Del. That's part 1. Part 2 is she talks to Del about quitting her escorting job. Del is supportive, but makes sure it is something that she wants to do. And then Del confesses his love for her. Vivian is hesitant to respond in kind, but yeah. So yeah, like this is basically the outline of my entire story. And after I made this, I went through and started doing each chapter individually, starting with the prologue, chapter 1, chapter 2, all the way up to chapter 14. Now I'm on scene 1 of chapter 14. Why do I need to write the plot? It is in my head. I just write as I go. I don't bother thinking at first about what I'm gonna write. And that's fair. Like, that's, a lot of people do that. I would say probably about half of, like, writers do something like that. I tried so many times when I was younger to write like that. And eventually I would just kind of burn out. My writer's block would kick in, and I wouldn't know what to write next. And eventually, like, so many stories went unfinished that way. And then I started planning it out like that. I would start with a one-sentence description of the story. And then I would change that sentence into a paragraph description of the story. And then I would take each line of that paragraph and separate that into each act in the story. And then I would separate each act, expand on that, each line, to create, each chapter within the paragraph, and basically just keep expanding it until I get to this point where each point is kind of written out. So when I do end up running out of ideas for one of these points, I can just go on to the next one, and usually it will no transition at all between the ideas. Like, it doesn't really hinder it very much. And, yeah. Recommend writing a plot to keep to your own canon. If you make a list like this, it constrains you. If you come up with a new detail or new idea, it doesn't fit into your ideal outline. What do you do? That has happened. And I'll go through and I'll end up changing things as well, like as I continue. But sometimes I'll have like an idea that And this honestly hasn't really happened since I started writing out, you know, kind of planning the stuff. But sometimes when I'm just writing like the story itself here, kind of based on the plan, I'll have an idea that is really good that I want to write in there. But I don't want to get rid of and change all of the stuff that happened after it. So it kind of almost becomes a puzzle of how do I work that new idea into the story that I currently already have. And, I mean, so yeah, I still do go and put in those ideas, but I make them work within the overall arc of the story that I have so far, you know? If you have an idea that can't work on the greater narrative, and tweak the rest of the story, tweak parts of the idea. Exactly, yeah. Usually if I have like a really good idea while I'm actually doing the writing here, I usually do have a way of like working it into the story as I've already like planned it out. And when I like plan out the story, you know, like I'll like I was saying in the chapters layout here, if I go to 7, Vivian and Dell have coffee and a date. Vivian reveals her job as an escort. Like, all of these are very basic like one-line ideas. It's not, I don't have every single word of every sentence of every chapter like already in my head. I just have these very basic ones, yeah, and if there's like details about specific characters, whatever, that I feel is too much that for just this, you know, whatever, well, that's where World Anvil comes in. I create an article for a character, for example, Eden Hunter. And, you know, in this, I can go and put in the details and, you know, whatnot that I want to change or include, you know? It's always expanding, and, yeah. But, like, even with this, you know, all of these, you know, neat details about her past and characteristics and everything, that all can change, and not all of this is going into the story either. Like, this is all just for me, just for the background. But birds are government drones. Birds aren't real, dude. Do you really think birds are actually real? Sheep. It's called World Anvil, and actually I'm doing all the writing of the full story itself in World Anvil as well. Here, let me put in the link. In a memento. Worldanvil.com. A lot. Specifically the character thing, this thing, it is free. The all the article stuff here that I have here, and it's not just characters. I have this. This is the ship that is a big part of my story, the Beacon of Solace. And you know, here's a technology that is important, the brainstem interface. I have details about that, but I also have, like, you know, in this encyclopedia people, I just have a list of all kinds of different people, like Vivian Frost. Here's the character I'm currently writing about. So this part is free, like making the articles and stuff. However, the manuscripts that I'm working with, you know, writing all this stuff out, this is stuff that's included with a subscription. But I would say like 75% of like the rest of the website is available for free. And it's so good. I love it. Speaking of. Ooh, I got a reply. Get back and write an update in here, but I am trying. Can I start this? News. What's new? Okay, I've already seen that. And what's that AI generated image in the characters you showed? It is AI generated, yes. And it's the same program that I'm using over here. In fact, let's do some generations of Vivian. It's stable diffusion. It's also known as automatic 1111 is the specific one that I'm using. It's done entirely on your PC. It doesn't connect to the internet. So it allows a lot more control than you would get online. Although the online ones are pretty good. I haven't tried them in a long time. Let's do image grids. Dun, 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 dun. Well, the last ones I did of Vivian are pretty, she's quite angry. be melon. Is melancholic a word? It is. So this one, we want pony diffusion. Start with this one. And what's my opinion on formatting? What do you mean? I do like stuff that is very well formatted. It's just easier on the eyes, you know? Alright, let's generate some images of Vivian, shall we? Oops. Formatting a story, of course. What else could I mean? What kind do you like? Do you think it matters much? Stuff like that. I generally don't worry about the formatting until the very end, until I've basically done everything, written out the story, and done editing and stuff. I'll do some tentative formatting in Word, Microsoft Word, so that it's ready to be printed as a manuscript. But again, I generally just kind of worry about it at the end. Like, this is almost no formatting whatsoever. With the exception of I'm using Courier New. That's my favorite font to write in. It's a monospace font. Every letter is the exact same width and height. And this one, just whenever you hit enter, it creates a little space. There's no tabs at the beginning of the paragraphs. That's all, that's specifically the tabs and the font and everything. The way that the chapter titles look. That'll all be done later. Yeah, and it'll all be done like in bulk. I just set up the basic formatting in Word, and it kind of does it all itself. Oh, that's good. Ba-dum. But Vivian still felt hesitant. And it's been a long time. Months now since she had considered Dell a client. Yeah, I'd love to check out your formatting. That would be cool. Second nature to me. Simulator horns. Got that. Afternoon, 13:45. The formatting is kind of all over the place, but with the glitching and kind of, if it leans into like how you know, how the story goes, then yeah, that's neat. But yeah, the titles are different sizes, different formats. There are different number of spaces between paragraphs. The space between commas, before commas, that's different. Now, mind you, I'm not saying that any of this stuff is wrong. Like, it definitely could lean into the style of the story and everything. You said check other chapters. Ah, okay, there we go. Chapter 1. Huh, I didn't know that Google did that. Instant. Having a different font and boldness and size for each character, that is an interesting concept. That is interesting. Sometimes the returns after like some of the words with commas, it seems a little jarring. How many chapters have you written? It's definitely 2.5 years prior. Look at all that space. Dun, 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 dun. It's interesting. It's interesting. And different. But I do worry if you are ever going to put this in print or publish it on, let's say, Amazon Kindle or something like that, the amount of changes in the font and like the font color backgrounds, and the spacing and stuff, like that's going to be an issue for doing those publishing routes, because it's going to mess with all that stuff. A lot of these fonts may not be available when you go to publish it, and you don't want to go in and change each one individually. And even if you were to like select all and put it all in like one font, you'll probably find that it's going to mess with like some of the way, some of the formatting that you have written in here. If you're ever going to post it on like Royal Road or Archive of Our Own or anything like that, again, you won't be able to do like the different fonts here. Yeah, and it'll be rough. It can be rough going through and editing it all again when you do go through and edit it. But honestly, maybe that might actually make the editing process easier. You'll be less inclined to like skip over stuff. I love angelic particles. The decision to move in had already been made. Vivian still felt hesitant. It had been months now since she considered Del a client. He was so much more. Oh. Let's bump this a little bit. It seems like quite the serious limitation for readers, for writers. Yeah, I mean, I definitely like the idea of being able to do as many fonts as you want. Particularly the idea of giving each character like a specific font, a specific style, a specific color. Like, that is really interesting, and that's really good. They do already do that in script writing, like for television. But like, there is reason for the like standard formats that you might see, like when you do any sort of traditional publishing, and you know, like putting it down on paper. A lot of publishers, if they look at it and they see that the formatting is like all over the place, they will not even continue to actually read any of the content within it. It can put, and not just publishers, it can put a lot of readers off too. Having so many changes can be jarring to somebody who's reading it, you know. Again, not everybody, and you know, definitely like we should feel good about expressing ourselves in different ways. And there's also precedent for people doing things like way different, like Like Walt Whitman's Leaves of Grass, I think. Like there's is it Leaves of Grass? Well, anyway, like very does some very, very weird stuff with the formatting, like sometimes writing upside down or sideways. Sometimes like there's stuff like written on top of other stuff, and like yeah, I think he did all kinds of really weird stuff with the writing of that book. And it's incredibly, you know, he's one of like the most revered writers in history, you know. It is definitely an art form. And being able to freely use any fonts and any colors is quite the restriction. I don't plan on paper or traditional publishing, by the way, just so you know. Fair. That's fair. But again, like, there is reason for those formats that publishers like. Even if you're not going to be doing traditional publishing, like it's kind of good to understand why they like it the way that it is, and why like having a standardization is a good thing. Like it allows you to reach as many people as possible, you know. But I also agree, it is an art form, and when you feel like expressing yourself in a way that's different from everybody else, that's a good thing. That's a great thing, even. Just know that it's going to be harder to find like a base of people that want to read it. It can be. I suppose it could be even easier though. Like there might be a lot of people that are intrigued by the way the format, how different the format is. Yeah. Yeah, one thing that I am thinking about in this point is something that I'm actually not even going by here. I like the idea of using fonts that are specifically designed to help people with dyslexia, dyslexia-friendly fonts. And like at the very, at the end, Career New is not dyslexia friendly, as far as I know. So like, once I'm ready to actually put the story out for everybody to read, and once I'm actually trying to like make money on it, I'll heavily weigh fonts that have are dyslexia friendly. So yeah, because I want as many people as possible to be able to read my stories, read and enjoy them. Yeah. He was so much more now. This Vivian couldn't help. Feeling like it was a bad thing. A different formatting style, by the way. Speaking of dyslexia, one of my friends has it, and he's able to read and understand things the way they were intended without issue. The issue arises when he has to read it out loud. I think there are probably different kinds of dyslexia, but I don't know for sure. But, I mean, honestly, man, like, keep going with the unusual formatting that you're doing, right now, because, like, while it might be a little tedious to go through and, if you did want to, like, reformatted it for, like, a manuscript that you want to send, or, for putting up on, any specific websites, like AO3 or whatever, that doesn't really have many font options. If you do want to do that, it's honestly not too hard to just select all and then change it to like a single font. Yeah, like reformatting honestly isn't really too terribly hard, you know. Was a bad thing. It's a mistake. Alright, I think I'm gonna go ahead and check it out, guys. Look what I finished. Oh, actually, I did like 2 chapters. Two paragraphs. Could you imagine if I did 2 chapters in 2 hours? Oh, let's look at the images, shall we? Nice, nice. Doing your own illustrations is great, man. All right. But at this point, I'm going to go ahead and call it. Is there anyone? Let's see. Yeah, for now, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you are on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe. And check out patreon.com/BennyKill709 or buymeacoffee.com/BennyKill709. That is me, BennyKill709. And those places will help you to support me for whatever the heck it is I do today. So, thanks again for watching, and have yourself a good rest of your time zone.